All right, welcome back to Hornet Field here on the campus of Baker High School. Todd Morris with you on the Bulldog Radio Network, and we sit down with UMS-Wright head football coach Terry Curtis for our pregame interview. And Coach, a few weeks ago we thought we were going to have maybe a normal season, but the last few weeks have just been crazy, and with the COVID situation, and how's the team and the coaches and everybody reacting to it and getting ready for this ball game?
Well, knock on wood, everything's okay right now, but man, it's you're exactly right. You know, a month ago we said, man, we're getting ready to go back to a little bit of normalcy. We're not going to have to fool with masks. We're not going to have to worry about this. We're not going to have to worry about that. And then as we got a little bit closer to practice time and school time, everything started changing a little bit, and it got a little bit worse, a little bit worse. So you know, we're pretty much following the protocol somewhat that we did last year. I think last year still may have been a little worse because we really didn't know what to expect. We do know now what helps, what things you can do. And, you know, we've encouraged vaccination. A bunch of them are, some of them aren't, and mask wearing in close quarters. And we've stayed safe so far. Yeah. And that's what I've told the guys. I said, guys, we need to do everything we can do, whether it's getting vaccinated, whether it's wearing a mask, just to make sure that we can get through the games again. So, you know, it looks like every week I've already seen where 2 games have canceled this week right off the bat. And matter of fact, my volleyball coach came in yesterday and told me that a middle school game had gotten canceled because the team had gotten quarantined. Yeah. So it seems like it's going to be a lot like it's been, but, you know, hopefully we're going to get to play. And I know the kids are excited to have more fans in the stands. Mm-hmm. So, you know, here we go.
Here we go. Well, let's jump right into discussions about some of the players who are going to get a chance to play this season and maybe we haven't seen in the past. Let's go right to the quarterback position. What's that look like? Bartonella ain't going to step in there and take that spot this year?
Well, you know, everybody asks that, are you young, are you old, or whatever? You know, we're young in the position that a lot of these guys are playing, but the kids are not necessarily young. You know, last year Barton played defense. This year he's going to be the quarterback. Yeah. That's going to be different. I tell everybody, I said, I think he's going to have a great year. But yet till he gets out there under the fire, the game I know is going to be a little fast for him to start with. And you know, playing the position, it's just everything's kind of a jumble to start with till everything kind of slows down and you get the pictures and so forth. But I'm excited about Barton. He's had a great offseason. He's throwing the ball well. He's a good athlete, basketball player. He can run and he can do some things that maybe we hadn't been able to do the last few years with where we were. And you know, he's a winner. And the kids follow him, and so I'm excited about him.
Let's go to the other, what I think is a key position to your offense has always been the fullback. Last year was kind of a committee situation. What's it look like this year?
We'll be again. You know, we're going to play about 4 or 5 of them. You know, I hadn't really had a good fullback since I had Brent Darden, you know, back in the day. And, well,
Jay Prosh wasn't too bad.
Well, Jay wasn't bad. But, you know, he was a defensive player that year. He came over a little bit. But we'll play some guys that are only offensive players. Now, if we get down to goal line, we'll put in probably our bigger guys, Robert Courtney and Clark Turner will play, who have played fullback. So I feel okay with the position per se. You know, with Barton, we're going to probably spread it out a little bit more than normally and do some stuff. But I feel good about the position. You know, we got some young offensive linemen. Really, Luke Stringer's the only one. Him and Drew Crane that are back. So we got 3 new guys up there that have played a little bit, but not a whole lot. So, you know, and that's going to be interesting. And, you know, I like to play with a tight end a good bit. And, you know, that was going to be Harris Cooper. And Harris got hurt, you know, in shorts. So he won't be playing. But we moved a couple guys around, and hopefully they're going to be adequate as far as there. So, you know, we're just going to have guys make plays, and I think we're going to have some chances. And I think Barton, with his athletic ability, moving around a little bit, is going to give them chances to make plays. So, that's going to be the key. And I really like our defense. I think
that was my next question. Let's go to the defensive side. You mentioned Robert Courtney maybe playing some offense. He's the leading tackler returning on defense, along with Clark Turner, and who else is going to be surrounding them?
We'll have those two linebacker, and James Lee has moved in there and done a good job, and then we've got Will Smith, who's been had an injury for the last week or so. So don't know about him. Then we got a ninth grader, Jeff Holston, who's coming on and probably going to play that dog position, that fourth linebacker. But I'm excited about those guys. I think our front's going to be quick and move around. I think they're going to be hard to block. You worry about them sometimes running too far up the field and playing with good technique against underneath stuff, and that's probably going to take a little time. But I really like Paul Phillips and Walker Wilcox and Holden Aaron, who's really had a great offseason as far as the front. So I feel good about our front seven, and then we got some other guys, Will Howard, who's a first-year player. I'm going to be excited to see where he is with his first time to play football, but another good athlete. So I like our front seven.
But you don't get to say this very often, but our kicking game should be pretty good. We got two seniors in that as a punter and a kicker, so we should be pretty strong on that.
They've got a lot. They've gotten stronger. They're kicking the ball more where we need it to be. Grant's done a great job, and also Phillip, and don't be surprised if you don't see Barton doing the punting.
Oh, okay.
He's really come on as a punter, and
always good to have your quarterback.
And gets the ball exactly. That makes people slow down the rush too. So. But he may do the punting. It's kind of still a day between him and Phillip, but we'll see about that. But that is a good thing to have both your kickers back, man, and both of them improved. Grant went to several camps, and so did Phillip. So, I feel good about our kicking game.
First game of the season, we go to Baker this year. It's hard to know what to expect from them, even though we saw them last year for the first time. What are your thoughts going into this game tonight? What do we expect Baker to do?
Well, they had a offensive coordinator last year that we played against. They got to spring training. They had a new offensive coordinator. He left after spring, so now they're on the third one that we don't know anything about.
Okay.
So, as a coach, the first game is probably your worst thoughts. You don't really know what to expect.
Right.
They got some athletes. I did see them in the state track meet win the 4x1.
Right.
So I do know they've got a lot of speed. I look for them to run a lot of zone read stuff with a young guy they got that's pretty good. They got their running back, and I'm sure they're wide out. So, Todd, it's kind of like always, we've got to be able to tackle in space.
Right.
And that's where they're going to try to,
right.
Whether it's bubbles, whether it's jailbreaks, whether it's zone read, quarterback keeping it. We're going to get in some situations where we've got to tackle in space.
Right. Yep.
And if we do, we'll be fine because our guys are going to be there.
Yep.
It's just a matter of them making the tackle.
Yep.
So that probably bothers me anything is have we come far enough along that we're going to be good tacklers in space? When we are, we have good football defenses.
Yep.
And if we don't, we get away from big plays.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, that'll do it for us here in the pregame show. We appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you every week throughout the season, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you and Michael.
All right, game one of the 2021 season coming up in just a few minutes. We'll have the opening kickoff when we come back. UMS-Wright versus Baker right here on the Bulldog Radio Network, Sports Talk, 99.5 Mobile, and iHeart Radio station.